Hanging out with Teddy Hodgdon here in the pit area of the Stafford Motor Speedway, one of our pit side chats. A veteran here at the Speedway, second year in the SK Modifieds, but man, consistency been hard to find for you guys this year and even last year. What's the struggle been these last couple of seasons?
Yeah, I think it's just the way the season's been rolling out, both seasons at least. Last year, obviously, with COVID, everything took a turn with starting the year late, and we just really didn't find our footing down right. With the new tire deal, we get new tires, or at least more tires this year than we did with the SK lights, and different engine, different chassis than what we had in the lights. So it was definitely a big step competition-wise. Best in the Northeast by far. So, rookie year is always going to be a struggle, but second year, or this year I should say, we had more hopes than we did for last year. But, it's pretty much done a 180 on us. We've had a lot of bad weeks this year. I'm just going to put it bluntly. A lot of wrecks at the beginning of the year, and like you said, just pretty inconsistent. But when we're good, we're really good. So hopefully these next couple weeks here coming to the end of the season will definitely end on a high and go into next year really strong.
That's this year, and looking to the future. Let's talk about how you got started in this sport. What got you involved in motorsports and interested in this sport as a youngster?
Well, my family's always been into motorsports, whether it be motorcycles, car racing, airplanes. But most recently, my father, he was studying aeronautics down at Embry-Riddle in Daytona. So when he wasn't doing that, he was racing down in New Smyrna and Orlando and all over the Southeast. So his family and my mom's family are always into racing. And then when I came of age, they asked me if I wanted to do karts, and they found the Wild Thing kart program here on Monday nights, which was really cool. And I tried it out 1 week with a rental through Wade Gagner, and I was hooked on it ever since.
I feel like you and everybody else in this pit area has come through Monday night Wild Thing karts. How'd you do on your Monday nights here at the racetrack on the smaller oval in the infield here on the front stretch?
I mean, as any kid does, they got to get their feet wet first, and they got to know the beginnings of racing, and karting is the best way to do that. And through a couple of years, I got more experience, got more wins. I think I ended up getting 4 championships through 6 years through the Wild Thing karts, and I had a junior champ for a couple of years. And so, yeah, a lot of success, and we had the ability to move up to a legend car afterward, which I thought was the next step, because I was a little bit too old for a Bandolero or anything else in between. I was like 13. So the legend car was the next step for us after Wild Thing karts. And
you won here, I believe, if memory serves me right, in a legend car on the mini mile.
Yeah, I believe we won 5 or 6 times over through 2015 and 2016. That was I think the biggest jump in my career, from being just a racer to a competitor, and to being better than when I was. The legend cars really helped me, throttle control and steering control, because those things are really hard to drive for young kids.
Hear that a lot.
Yeah, they say if you can drive that, you can drive everything, and I definitely hold that in my mind. So, yeah, so those 2014 through 2017, I was racing legend cars, and in 2017, they had the whole Waterford deal at the end of the year, and Stafford had canceled their legend program. So we kind of went road course racing, because that's what was around us, with Thompson and New Hampshire Motor Speedway being the 2 closest road course tracks. So we did that for 2017, and we ended up being number 1 in the world before the national race, which happened to be not so national in Finland. The only year international pretty much. The only year that was outside the U.S. for the World Finals race, of course, was when we were in the running. So we went over to Finland at the end of 2017 and ended up winning the World Championship for Legend Car Road Course, which I thought is an unbelievable achievement for a kid in Danbury, Connecticut. So we did that, and then we did the 4 years in Legend Cars, and thought it was time to move up to the Modifieds and the SK Lights. So we did that in 2018 and 2019, and won the championship in 2019, and then moved up to the SKs for the last 2 years.
Final racing question for you. How do you describe the transition from Legend Car, small track here, to the Modified on the half mile?
Well, I raced Wild Things and Legend Cars on the mini mile.
Right.
So I raced there for almost 10 years
Yep.
and never even raced a lap on the big track. So to step into the SK Light and finally run the big track was pretty surreal, and it was awesome. It took us a couple races to get used to it. The corners are so different here. The competition is so fierce, like I've said. It was definitely a challenge at first, but once we really hit the nail on the head, it was we definitely hit our stride, and I love this track. I love this facility. I can't say enough about it. The Roots put so much work into this place and really produced good racing for the drivers and the fans. So definitely a treat to race here and be among the stiffest competition in the Northeast.
And it's great to have you here every Friday night. A couple of fun questions for you now.
Okay.
What are some of the highlights on your playlist, music playlist?
Ooh, music playlist. So I'm actually listening to, I'd say, older country, so like
Okay.
90s to 2000s country. So Toby Keith, love Toby Keith,
Yeah.
Dierks Bentley, Brooks and Dunn, George Strait. I'm having a good time with those right now. And then always throwback to the classic rocks, The Doors, Led Zeppelin. Love those guys.
Quite a mixture there.
Yeah.
What's if you were to binge watch a show, what's your binge watch go-to?
Well, a couple years ago, I was big on The Office, like everyone is,
yeah.
you know. But Outer Banks season 2 just came out,
did.
so I'm happy to watch that after this race today. And
Who's your favorite
Yeah.
character in the OBX?
I'm a big John B guy.
I mean,
You know,
everybody is.
everybody likes him. It's just a go-to guy.
What's your pet peeve?
Being stubborn, not like following directions or knowing how to take criticism. You gotta be able to soak in a little bit to become better.
And there's been a lot of talk lately about space travel. If you had the option to go explore space for a couple weeks or go explore the depths of the ocean for a couple of weeks, which direction would you go and why?
Oh, I'd definitely go to space.
Okay.
Space really fascinates me, traveling to the great beyond and just knowing that there could be something else out there or some other life form. That'd be pretty sweet to be able to be the first discovery there.
Best of luck to you the rest of this season. Thanks for joining us here in our first Pit Side Chat.
Thank you very much, Kyle.
55 SK Modified driver Teddy Hodgdon joining us here.